Okay, now as far as alternate flow is concerned, I will very regularly see people get a couple of power heads. They'll put one on one side of the tank on a timer and one on the other side of the tank on a timer, and with the belief of changing the currents. Now, water has what's called kinetic energy, so therefore the water gets in basically a pattern. Now, there are some very fancy, very flash, very powerful products on the market that are capable of doing this, but in general they have very complex control systems and they are very, very expensive. So if you're after the ultimate aquarium, then looking at things like your Max Spec Giras, like your Ecotech, Vortex and so forth, they really are good pumps, but you are paying for them. Now, if you're going to go for the cheaper option, which is just a power head, and expecting to get wave movement or alternate counter currents and so forth, what I need you to remember is that water has kinetic energy. So therefore, you need to turn the pump on so the water goes in this direction, and you need to leave it on for enough time to actually build up some momentum. Now, when the water creates the movement, so the movement is creating movement, that's kinetic energy. So it needs to be on for a period of time in order to get you good water flow. So therefore, for a saltwater aquarium, for example, if you want a reef aquarium, I want you to have 15 to 20 times an hour water flow. So that does not mean, say, 10,000, or say 10 times an hour on this side and 10 times an hour on that side. That is not what I'm talking about. That will not get the effect that you want. You really want, say, 15 to 20,000 on that side and 15 to 20,000 on this side. Now, if you turn this one on for 5 minutes and then turn it off, then turn that one on for 5 minutes, then turn it off, the water really often doesn't get enough time to build up kinetic energy to actually create counter currents, to sweep all of the detritus out of the bottom of the reef and do all the things that you want it to do. So if you turn the current on and watch how long it takes for the water to create a pattern, then you can turn that off and turn the other one on. You will get a better effect if this one's on for an hour or two, then the other one's on for an hour or two, and that you ensure that you've got the right amount of water flow on it each time. Because if you are alternating water flow, that does not excuse you from having enough water flow. So very often I go to people's houses and I look at the pumps and their tank should really be doing quite well, but then I look and the pumps are not on enough because the pumps are too small. They're not on enough to give the tank the water flow it needs and to get the results it needs. So I tell that person, forget about the timer, just put it on all the time, you will get a better result. And sure enough, we see a better result. If you want to get a good result from changing water flow, either get the really good ones that blow huge amounts of water and can create the result you want, or if you are trying to do it on a budget, you can do it with household timers, but watch the way your water flows and make sure you give the on and offs enough time to see the current change. Otherwise you will not get the results that you want. So that's something to just really bear in mind. I'm also very adamant that all of the pumps that I have in my aquarium, I want them shooting up because I want the surface to agitate. I don't want flat surface. I don't care how much water flow is underneath the surface of the aquarium. If it's not agitating the surface, if I don't have good gas exchange, I do not get good results. Anyway, tell us what you think and put a few comments on the bottom of this video with any good or bad experience you've had in this regard.